Nhyira has been doing politics for years. And Nhyira has been disrespecting Ghana politics for years. Think Nhyira penyepe so ankobu NDC abanya. Nhyira will never.
No matter the Asantehene, any Nhyira, any Asantehene be abeye, Obia benya ho asemaka. And this is a more reason why all Asantehene should feel proud. Because I don't want this the Oson Takrache.
Kasa statement, Nhyira will call them and tell them, no, there is a president of the republic. Nhyira does not employ anybody.
These same people omudi Asantehene tem. Some time ago, these are the very same people. Omubekire say galamsey ekoso Ashanti region into Nhyira no otumfo otumi so otimi kasama galamsey stop it. They were pushing say Nhyira no otumfo fa ho ntim fight galamsey because I wanna say so. And then Confanoche health workers decides to go on strike. And then Asantehene steps in and say osre strike na montwen sign. Still omu issue say adenti na Asantehene step in. Ama strike no a suspended.
Otumfo said to Pia Nana Medo, but you don't employ any Ghana civil servant. It is not in your place. As far as your people have recognized to say, oh, you are under the constitution of the republic. You are not powerful than any constitution. So you need to give the same respect.
Phoenix Media.
I was saying, "Chow, me bato Kevin Taylor ni NDC supporters behavior. Adeya, omonti say Asantehene say to intervene ama successfully the striker Confanoche health workers start no. Oma calling off after meeting with the two phone no abusia. And also so akoya asem. Say ohwe video ni wie na utie excuses ni reasons are all man ebuofu Nhyira. It tells you clearly say there is an agenda deliberately. No matter the Asantehene, any Nhyira, any Asantehene be abeye, Obia benya ho asemaka. And this is a more reason why as all your Asantehene you should feel proud. Okay? Because I don't want this the Oson Takrache. And I know Obia na see a go so low, na yetimi eno omo essay ho. Just live your life demurely as Asantehene because video no any nsema Kevin Taylor ka any comment section the way the followers no Ebobo Magraheb Asante for Asantis are the problem and all that no. I mean, my convinced as a amount for some low self-esteem beer. They envy Asante, but then omu projected under the guise of the kind of class Asante because it doesn't make sense say Omaya Yewomna group be as health workers because strike. Emergency situation be more 10 people away. And then on him be feel say me wo to me when we nyam me de manu tum be betimi asolve no na no atum na enipa kro anase kuofo na decide so hini we ni nyam nti wona yakasa de a ye twe asan ne akoya adwuma. And then a group be will still feel trigger say adenti no no makokasa ma strike no magai. And he is trying to coin a narrative say Nhyira intervene with omampani to me, and that Nhyira is imposing some monarchical spirit be ne attitude be on Ghanaians. And what comment section the way amount for dia Asantefo tempa or comment section was a video mu abusia enya me yasa me Asantehene and enya me yawo de omo kan, but I feel proud because me nananom abobra to ho, and now I feel like people are envying me tribe ne me nananom enu omdumo mudi. Now assembling in our background ni, and I'll tell you one thing, because you see these people in omudi Nhyira time say adenti na Asantehene ko intervene and stop a strike. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. We be penny atem say a group be a strike. Na Asantehene di to me and then any when step in. And I'm sure so all step in no we di nkomo no onyu to me o. Ebeye kasade what you say yes remonko because Ghana hia money ade. Nobody decides okay, a statement will come out after meeting or after intervention from Mutum for the Sanya. NDC supporters, Kevin Taylor, boys, any Kevin Taylor name, any some anti-Ashanti haters, and propagandists be a food to a and they are creating a whole narrative, say Nhyira, your tribe, your politics, undermine the president, and some more because of one chances are dating a strike in a buy. President, no, any the Minister of Health, any political figures, naka or man chance. I didn't Nhyira kwa kan yas no Asantefo kwa kan na say Asantehene kwa kan de o ma twe asan. Eno ne ehinsem no aye o mo tan no. And this is what makes me feel proud. Say me hini ebetimi na no ato asemu keke. na efieje dum what you say itu opportunity de atwene and people are still feeling triggered. I feel proud. I tell you this, these same people ene omudi Asantehene atem a ene Kevin Taylor ka sansem we no some time ago. These are the very same people omo be kire say galamsey ekoso wa Ashanti region enti manhia ne otumfo otumi so otimi kasama galamsey stop it. Then time omo hu say otumfo kasana galamsey stop it, dey be undermine president, be undermine constitution. Omo hu say se manhia timi step in stop galamsey dia e betimi am omampani ne nso sabi eluki as a lame daka on di juma and e betimi aka say manhia take over the administration of Ghana. They were pushing some Manhia no too for fan who Jim fight galamsey because I want to so. And then Confanoche health workers decides to go on strike. Now Utum for Korea step in and say I want to so. This is health situation, emergency. It got to a point where they are turning away people. And then Asantehene steps in and says, Osre, strike in a mountain sign, na monko, whatever issue I'm going to later monko resolve it. Still, Omu issue say at the intina Asantehene step in. Ama strike no a suspended na omo kwako save adwumayefo. People are still feeling triggered. Ebusua ridiculous, and when you are Asantehene, you should feel triggered. You should feel like proud. What you say? Esa wo hene e we ni munyam sa wo mpani forward there ni munyam so mutimi step in stop situation bi national emergency must still nkofo say feel triggered. Now no background to the whole story. Okay, last week ena story be dropping say ukopie mo Confanoche abusua mo turning away people because the emergency unit wa yes kwa aboma. So new cases but they don't know where to get them. Ombe admit omo matter into omo turning people away. Okay, and then about story nearby. Now mind you say Confanoche CEO is appointed by the NDC, so it's not like an MPPB HHA no more agenda against Yawa. This is what the CEO will be feeling. Said the real situation at hand, and you know. Ye capacity emergency cases we need hope you into turning people away because obviously that is a common sense, that's the right thing to do. And now I'm going to so be intimi memu be ma and then may I have to lock it. Now my home meet me at home. So Akando, who happens to be the health minister, step in for suspended the CEO for Confanoche for 2 weeks. And then during that suspension, and our Confanoche health workers, any Ghana registered nurses and doctors and all that health staff organization for Nombufuye, because they felt like as a politicians no the omojuma ni mu chichi form. So we decided say 2 weeks suspension and the amomu CEO no say yantwe ansan ne am CEO na amajuma dia Confanoche adwuma efo no omo so omo strike, and that is what actually caused this whole strike abusia. Now every strike in a bar so no empenifo do ma to man akando ko ho biem no mo kasa say they should go back. The Ashanti regional minister called Antentam. And then yesterday, this statement dropped here. As a Confanoche Doctors Association, KADA, almost suspended the industrial action. And the reason the minds are afraid to suspended go back to work is the fact that they've had a successful meeting with Otumfo Osei the second. And based on that, sign ebufu any Asempa no obiano or metimi akwa adwuma akọ so mamanfo because it got to a point of strike and they meant it. Into no more pamamanfo ankasa obana wo yare omumfi because omso mo strike. Ebusia Otumfo step in na fe de doctors yi so omo agile strike na Kevin Taylor ni NDC don bi so asa adwa say adenti no Otumfo de ne ho kwaji mu no omo kasa stop strike no. So Otumfo can we na face statement ne by and the statement or match mu ni bibia de nti afi do mo twa asan a Kevin Taylor mo say adwa dimension ne Asantehene atem say omo involve omo in politics, and that Nhyira is trying to undermine the authority of the president and omo impose omo ho they are behind the strike and all that, and it feels like omo pampa sebi enkrabonesem as in we use the traditional contest I say obi papa any no issue now obi a step in now akrade decide say based on the third party no best step in ti afedie may settle peace now afi Kofi akodi midwuma eno so modwa ebusuensem ni nyina ni. So Kevin Taylor dwa wadwa nyina is the fact that adenti na Nhyira no Otumfo step in any nurses ne doctors na kasa ma afedie omo so better strike na sign, and this doesn't make sense. So we begin penny for them because omo intervening in an emergency situation that save the day. Ama workers I go back to work. Abusua no so abeya asem. So these same people almost say baby na nko tumfo tumi so betimi stop galamsey. And that one for na no no stop galamsey no. And then almost I will issue so tumfo na no atum stop a strike. Ama say doctors kwa adwuma save lives. Or must say na abusua upon the video no comment section near there. You feel say yes, amount for they just hate the fact that Asante exists keke. Because the argument we any reason they say ubufu edi atem. What I say, incite a certain tribe be a church as said you too known and all that answer more kind. It doesn't really make sense. But this is Kevin Taylor and DC dom. They feel like almost making sense to them. They are making sense. Say men share intervening in the strike into a month na atemdie ndi abusia asantefo agibi yenko ni nti video nei
bewura asamfufuruma efa eye Komfanochi Teaching Hospital and ya beti say enyumbre eye Komfanochi for asem no teaching hospital no anase eye hospital no omode omano asem abeto abontene efa eye striker na eye doctors ne nurse fo bi ho a omoso omako omode enyomegu for my own person yarephobia for the past 48 hours no doctors ni bi any nurse for bi omo konfanoche no omo anhwe yare ni bia Ghana ni bia na oyare Ghana ni bi onya accident omo konfanoche no nurse for the doctor for omo ka se omo nkonkowu efri se aban atwe CEO a wendi president asamso ason enti doctors a omo Komfanochi Teaching Hospital no omo de krata ba say omo so saban atwe omo panyina so a omo so ebehwe ama Ghana fo ewu nti omo de omo dwuma de nyina gu fom ema nipa bebiri ko Komfanochi omo nya yare say omo ko wuye and omo say oh strike no omo eden omo twaso ni nyina ne say Komfanochi Teaching Hospital doctors say omo strike no omo de aba ewiye efri say otumfo say tutu nani omo kasaye enema omadwini ba afie na nkenye otumfo a anka saa strike no mkoye no anka ometene fie akopem se Ghana for dodo no bewu. Thank you. Komfanochi Teaching doctors suspend strike after otumfo's intervention. Omde krata beto abontene echro bro for tintintintin cheche wuche Ghana for say adekudie ntia and they almost cyber back abaye dwuma ne say enye bia president no mubu no enye bia president na wa ma mo dwuma bi so mundi no mubu no enye bia constitution na sebio ama mo dwuma bi so munye eno mubu constitution no sebio eye otumfo na omubu no eninti na ende no omokwa ye dwuma no enti Komfanochi doctors omo ho no say sebio nipa oti omoka eye the president eye aban no sebio enye wo taxpayer na sebio ba Komfanochi a we nya yaresa obewu no enye wo no mubu sebio enye abaina ema omu nyina adwuma say doctors nurses and technicians no enye omu na omu bu omu sebio enye president a oteman no so a otumfo hye na se ena omu bu no na eye health minister krampo de onye nipa bi omu bu no na emom eye bu omu de ma otumfo nti na omu ye adwuma normal simple enti abeti ase Komfanochi Teaching Hospital no sebio eye otumfo say tutu ene tu omu ka. It is fine. Right now, baby a line no ye draw no. Now, before we go into this matter and reasons, some of them almost say a year strike no, my dang, omo ayedeng, omo edi abewi no, ye we a bit chichi. But I want the NDC and Ghanaians to understand something. Before we continue with this, I want Ghana to listen to the President of the Republic of Ghana, who is super powerful than any chief in Ghana, including O2472. I'm going to make this statement again. Before I continue, I'm going to play the directive from the President of the Republic of Ghana, who is the first gentleman of this land, who is recognized by the Constitution, and who is super powerful than a chief like O24 or 72 in Ghana. It does not matter how you feel or what you think. O24 72 serves the President of the Republic of Ghana. Because O24 or 72 at the end of the day, is a citizen of this country, and the president is recognized by the big book of this country, which is the Constitution of this republic. So it does not matter the amount of gold that he's still under the leadership of the president of this republic. And we need to be clear on that. Every living being in the territory of Ghana, the Constitution, you live under that Constitution, You serve the President of the Republic, and the President of the Republic is John Dramani Mahama. So it does not matter how you feel. It does not matter who you are. It does not matter your position in your clan. It does not matter how you are hailed by your own people. It is a fact that every living being serves the President of the Republic because he is the only person, the constitution which is bigger than any clan, any group, any clan, any tradition. The president is bigger. And the constitution recognizes the President of the Republic than any chief in Ghana. This is the directive from the president.
Objectives. Mr. Speaker, the Ministry of Health is expected to issue guidelines to eliminate the unacceptable no-bed syndrome. Patients facing medical emergencies must be received and given help, if even under makeshift conditions. You don't need to have a comfortable bed to save a patient. No patient must be turned away from any health facility they report to. Mr. Speaker, but in the meantime, government will expand capacity by implementing the Rich Hospital Phase 2 project to increase the number of beds at the Greater Accra Regional Hospital. We will also continue and complete the police hospital project and also continue and objectives.
So that was a direct statement from the president when he was reading the State of the Nation 2026 this year. He gave a direct order that no hospital, no practitioner, health practitioner, no doctor, no CEO who is in charge of any clinic should send patients away. Every patient deserves to be attended to, irrespective of the situation. But today, Komfanochi Teaching Hospital doctors, nurses say they don't give a heck about the president. They don't care about the minister. They don't respect the constitution that gave the president the power to instruct the minister to employ some of them to be paid to live as human beings, and that they will rather respect Otumfuo than to respect the man who employed them and giving them food to eat. That is fine. But before I go into this matter, I want Ghanaians to understand, and I want the NDC to understand, this is purely politics. So NPP for NDC for Montiasia, we are politics. What they are doing in Kumasi with Komfanochi politics. Andra Bebetina Midinka Kache Ghana for say, what is happening in Kumasi, it is something that they are going to link Menshia to. And if Menshia itself does not like professionals linking themselves to Menshia and politicizing things using Menshia as their cover, Menshia itself will stay away from dirty politics. Ete se asebesi obi fie na ne papa wo ho na akwara bi tifio na papa na etwe na so na akwara no papa na etwe na so no akwara na pie aba efie fufrom na papa na oti efie fufrom no aka acha akwara no se ko fie ono ko yi unwoma betena me fie ha. What does that mean? Akwara one ne papa ne maame te, papa ne to aduane ma no, papa ne didi ko school, papa ne hwe no, maame ne nyemo no e na owo no. Akwara na aya ade bia entwa yie e na papa no etwe akwara na so e na akwara no asori aba wo panyini ni ho. De free wa no ba ne se school na wo se wo nko no ko papa fie ho ne ko yi wo bags be si me fie. What does that say about you, sir papa no? What does that say about you? Wona akwara ne ba na wagina si fie o se on san ko ne fie nkoyi ne ntade amegu fie metena no. What does that say about you? Dey ne kafa wo ho. It's a lot. E kan sem bebre fa wo ho. And sem bebre kafa wo no se wo unye panyini papa on ka no kore. Wo so nsem hunu so. Sa amanfo atwe omo maso a why wo panyini a owe nanka. Akwara ne di bone na ne papa atwe na so no, instead say obema akwara na akofie ana obedi akwara na chi akofie ana obefra akwara ne papa ene na akasa say ko na ko na de wo ye no kopa ho chew no wo panyini ne wote ho ka che akwara say on san ko ne fie ko se sanentade metena wo fie na wo sa panyini no wo mbu akwara ne papa. It does not matter your the position you hold in the community. That moment, that decision, no, sa akwara ko gina bontene na okachire Ghana for anamantem wo se me de me di boni wo fie na me papa ye se obebo me no papa we na agimi atena o obi abewo mantem wo se wo na wo soso bone so wo na wo bu papa n'anim ase wo na wo bu papa n'anim tia yesi de nam no so a suntu dua beba no onue Bible ne kae. The Bible knows say men can commit crime, men can sin, but the Bible was cautious or say nam bibi so na sa bone ni sia wa bone ne nam wo so no mom na wo so wudie. So what you do is you stay away. You don't get yourself involved because you are the one who received the punishment or the curse. Enti say obi a juma hospital, obi a nurse ni, obi a doctor ni, nipa otia de kabo sumi biano eya aban. Nipa na aban to nsafre no efa de juma no. Yese wa ya ade ma aban na twena so. Aban ni ka che nipa se onye juma no nsevu nipa oso onye. Na sa wo enkwara no kura sebie abeka asem na kire what do? You stay back and tell them, hey, nipa na ofa wo dwuma na busumi bia no otumi masika to obotom kohwa wo yire ne wo ma no tie nipa no nebu no wan kasa de okacha no say men tie nipa no na tie me na akwara ne pie nam krom ka che nkofo say me papa de wo sanseni na papa na otie dan ni chi no ono na me tie no. What does that say about you? This is politics. And Nhyira is doing dirty politics. Nhyira is deliberately disrespecting the president of the republic. You see, Mameka been MPP for, NDC for. Nhyira has been doing politics for years. And Nhyira has been disrespecting Ghana politics for years. And I know how the leadership of the NDC, on countless occasions, you have at least respected Nhyira. There are so many things that Nhyira ya sebio senka part no mumwa santima mbu Nhyira ka sebio anka manokra betia Nhyira. But it is about time you people understood to say when you are selecting people to go and lead government institutions, select people who believe in your vision, your ideas, and people who are ready to work for Ghana, not people who are affiliated to Nhyira. People who don't care about the development of Ghana. And I'm not saying Nhyira does not care about development in Ghana, but if you really care about Ghana, any Nipana or employer, when there's an issue, you will contact the person, you will take the direction for the person, you will respect the person to adhere to whatever the person says. But you see, continuously, we have played this democratic stance whereby the NDC have always been the Democrats. Debiani atujunso egumuso. Debiani ebum abomfia. Debiana nipa bi di kasa bi edimu atam. Yetumi ka asam to so. Yetumi ka asam we de. Don Mahama NDC kan wo Nhyira so na mfiri Nhyira. But yenya obi amfiri Nhyira ma ne bekasa asam we enye Nhyira ne kan ye ana Don Mahama ne kan ye. We have lived through this from JJ Rollins time till now. This is not new. This is something that has consistently happened. And if we allow this to go on, some people would now disrespect the presidency and the government of the day because your penifo or Ghana, say they are going to hide behind to disrespect the Republic of Ghana, and that should not happen. When you get power, make sure you get people who align with your vision and you people who can work at the end of it to help Ghana, not people who in their head feel said they are aligned to a stool and that they will not respect the people who are paying them. These are raw facts. I'm not going to lie to you. Because Sebio, senka Nhyira penyepe, so ankobu NDC abanya. Nhyira will never. Because our statement, Nhyira will call them and tell them, no, there is a president of the republic. Yawa obia otiamoka. Yawa obia ofa mwijuma. Nhyira does not employ anybody. Otumfo say to pia nana medo, but you don't employ any Ghana civil servant. It is not in your place because you cannot pay any civil servant in Ghana. It's a fact. Otumfo say to Nhyira entwin tua civil servant in Ghana. Otumfo say to Nhyira entwin tua nurses for Ghana inaka. They did not post any nurse in Ghana. Otumfo say to Nhyira did not appoint the CEO of Ghana. Otumfo say to Nhyira and you're in the tia nurses, doctors for snit momo. Otumfo or say to menshia edi Asantefo so. So when it comes to governance, we are talking about a president making a decision that every single CEO needs to respect. So we have to get to that point whereby we become realistic with the issues. Because you see, politics. But we are seeing the undermining of politics in Ghana and governance. Majority is coming from these chiefs, some of these people. Ahemfo bebre edidi akonya so and undermining the integrity and respect of the constitution and also the presidency. And we need to understand a bua ye pese ye de ma eye wo no also to expect to say the same ebu no ye de be ma panyini a odi Ghana so, because I respect to 24 and mean say Ghana for nyina no wherever they be to 24 omoma no dey the needed respect. Eye dan na metuma ko share otumfo na me ko share mamponhene na me bu me mu ama mamponhene na me gino otumfo nim abra me hyame mpaboa. It will never happen. Otumfo said to ahemfo kura bofu say adan na udi ebu akoma ohene ketwa de ebuo ebema ube gina otumfo nim sa. They deserve. So respect is reciprocal. As far as your people have recognized, say, oh, you are under the constitution of the republic. You are not powerful than any constitution. So you need to give the same respect to the president of the republic. Because whether you like it or not, everybody bows to the president of the republic. So nobody in Ghana is above that. So obi pese odi wenim echichi president nenim odi wudi egu president hu fin egu oman hu fin egu eye governance hu fin. You quickly step out and say no. You can issue a statement, but you cannot say because of my intervention, because the president gave a directive. And we need to get to that point where we speak against it. Ahemfubi and specifically Adewe in Kofi Kano say menshia pese or the president in the form. It should never go on again. This should be the last time. Because Ghana Awunafo, Ekristofo, Inkremofo, Asantefo, Infantefo, we all worship one constitution, and nobody's about the constitution of Ghana. No individual born in Ghana calling themselves Ghanaians, irrespective of who you are, every single person, or Abusumo, or DNJO, you all fall under the constitution of the republic. Every power in Ghana is exerted in this precedent. So how can we allow young people, nurses and doctors, sit and say can you two for intervention? Abra, even before that, the minister the president through the minister put a statement out that doctors and nurses are supposed to work. It is a one to cry. Let away Babontino, you were supposed to issue a statement from Ayisha. Said no, it wasn't through my intervention. I wanted you people to go back and work. That does not mean the president should be undermined. But you see, continuously, some way see. The moment our best address yes, we do two for them. No, it needs to stop. These are some of the things a calling for young people using words they are not supposed to use against chiefs in Ghana. These are some of the things that opens windows for people to denigrate Nkonya, to denigrate individuals who are supposed to be revered and respected in our country. Because at the end of the day, it is the president of the republic. He was sworn into office by all of us. So nobody can disrespect the president and nobody can disrespect the constitution. And these are things that we need to understand. Ebuona ye peno, yemfa the same ebuoni manipa, it should be reciprocal. And it's not sebio, obi to kobo obi din wo baby, or say a hodi nan kenisa obo mi din. If we say, sa mi din na o bono, mani pebe jane say, mi bu obi anim tia. So some people, ukobo di din wo baby anani bu ofu. And yes, it is because of the respect they have for people. It was expecting Mensha, the moment these people put this statement out, for Mensha to react and say, no. Mensha, respect the president, respect the directive of the president. So nobody should put a statement out saying, because of Mensha's intervention. But before that, the president through the ministry had told the nurses and doctors to go to work. So at the end of the day, your poor man to where are they going to receive their salaries from Mensha? Are they going to take their working conditions from Mensha? Are they going to take their strength from Mensha? If not, then Mensha should not disrespect the presidency. Let us stop hiding behind the power we have to undermine presidency governance. Let's not do that. There are several times Nipebia Kasam Ediato NDC penny so I see a free Mensha. Mensha never came out to say no. It never happened. And we have talked about all these things. There was never a day. And we all made this thing slide because they want to say, but it is beginning to look like Nhyira basically enjoys people disrespecting the NDC government. I say NDC because all these things has been leveled against the NDC from JJ Rawlings time to date, and Nhyira has always allowed this to happen. The disrespect now, this is not out of respect and make us ask away. I am being honest as a Ghanaian. I am being honest as a young man. I don't disrespect Nhyira. I don't disrespect Otumfuo, but these are the facts. Until we cross this bridge, it is going to be very difficult. Because Ebua may peno may expect to say obiso ebema misabuno. So we are supposed to understand. We are, because when you see a whole nurses saying say we have suspended strike over Otumfuo's intervention. Before that, the minister who was acting for the president had instructed you after the CEO went against the directive. These nurses sent a statement to insult the Ministry of Health, the leader of the ministry. Are you people going to get on the streets? Is it the same government you are going to beg to come and build or expand Konfanochi? Is it the same president you people are going to go through the Ghana National Registered Nurses or whatever to tell the president to come and expand? To see a problem now, who is supposed to solve it? Let Otumfuo intervene for that problem. Near to Kroma Otumfuo intervene here. What did Otumfuo do? Otumfuo by react to say, one Ghana. What happened? Otumfuo does not have the financial strength to build Konfanochi. He doesn't. If Otumfuo had the financial strength, Anka Konfanochi, Nhyira alone, they don't have it. So we need to respect authority. We need to understand that authority is the only thing that can basically solve our problems. So if Otumfuo is an authority, don't let Otumfuo's position undermine the bigger authority of Ghana. In the are we still going to write a letter to the government through the minister we disrespected and tell them, say, hey, emergency no still a musao. Why don't you go to Nhyira for Nhyira to walk to Accra to demand for that? Nhyira knew that the government of the day, it is its responsibility to build hospitals. That is why every time Otumfuo gets the opportunity to speak, or say, "Abain, aya Mumbesi Hospital, no, Mumbe Biesewia, Mumbe Inyejuma." The chief knows the importance of governance. Sanko Otumfuo was sika siwo, sika yetri dia, ko bubu keje ko fonocha to gwesi. Why hasn't he done it? He knows there's a government the people are paying taxes to. And it's the responsibility of the government to build a facility. That is why when he gets the opportunity, he pleads with the government that my people need hospital, my people need good roads, my people need this. He knows the taxes are going to the government. So the government that employed you people, why do you disrespect the government to go and tell, with all due respect, Otumfuo on to me see hospital no to say enyo anke juma. Hundreds of people died because of your negligence. That is where we are, and this is politics. There were so many regional hospitals for Ghana. Why don't we get issues with the CEOs? It is because Konfanochi Teaching Hospital is a political hub. They are converting hospital into a political cemetery. Every single nurse, every doctor, every manager sitting there feels like they work for Otumfuo instead of the government that pays them like chicken. And we are not respecting authority. See the way they disrespect the health minister. In their head, why are they supposed to respect the health minister? And you see these same nurses, they'll get on the street and demonstrate and tell you, say, oh, yeah, here's salary increment. Oh, yeah, here, and who are you going to ask? In the emergency, no problem nearby, now, my problem we see, who are you going to ask? Are you going to call the minister you disrespected? Are you going to call the minister you call names? Are you going to disrespect? Are you going to call the same minister you were insulting? Are you going to tell the minister to go to the president that why don't you channel all your energy to Otumfuo? So from today, if there's a problem with doctors and nurses in Ghana, I don't expect you people to, at the end of the day, address the government through the minister. Because when you don't respect the minister, you don't respect the president, and you don't respect the constitution. So who is supposed to solve your problem? Mamenka Semiche NDC4. That politics of favoring everybody, Donald Trump, it does not work again. Politics of Mempem Huasem, politics of I'm pleasing everybody, it does not work again on this planet.